Joe.
Oh, hello.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Good to be here.
Man, 9 years ago we started doing this.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, right?
How does time happen so quickly?
Yeah. And so much has happened.
Yeah. Yeah, quite a bit.
I mean, that's just the nature of things is learning, getting your ass kicked, learning more, changing a lot. You know, I mean, we were both grown-ass people 9 years ago, but...
I know, but not as grown.
No, for sure not. For sure not.
Yeah, it's very strange. Time waits for no one.
Yeah. And then 7 years ago, we started this thing. This whole fucking On It.
Yeah.
And I think we were just like, kind of like, yeah, you want to do this? Like, we care about fucking people and making them a little better, and we want to be better. And then this thing just grows.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange to watch it from afar too. Like while I'm not here, you know, like, and then I see the videos of the place and walking around today. And now there's a whole separate martial arts place, and like, well, that's a badass martial arts gym in and of itself, you know.
Like the whole ecosystem just starts adding on, and it's like there's almost like we played one note, like it was like a one note in an orchestra, and like that was like the tone, and the tone was be a little bit better tomorrow. And then everything else just started adding instruments to that tone. And then we just kind of listen. And sometimes we fuck it up and try to get noisy and like it doesn't work out. But if we like keep listening to that tone, like, okay, let's just be cool and get better.
Yeah.
And then it just fucking, it grows.
Yeah. It's been very strange, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no doubt. One of the strangest things. And then you, on your journey, I mean, you were podcasting for fun. Like it was me and you on your couch in your house with Red Band. Yeah. Just kind of fucking hanging out. Just talking about random shit. And then the podcast is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like something happened somewhere along the line where, you know, there's like this exponential growth, and it happens and you don't realize it's happening. You know when I realized it was happening is about 5 years ago. I was in Chicago and I was doing the Chicago theater, and I just go, how many of you guys listen to the podcast? And the whole place erupted. And I went, oh. I was like, maybe I should pay attention to the numbers. Like, how many people are listening to this thing? And that's when there was like a real clear moment where it was 3,700 people in the crowd. When I said, how many of you listen to the podcast? The whole place went crazy. And I remember thinking, whoa, what is going on here? Mm-hmm. And then that was nothing compared to like the transition that happened somewhere around 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it just seems to have just caught fire.
Yeah.
And now it's taken over my life. Now I just show up and just, I feel like I'm an antenna. You know, I just show up and turn on and just like, oh, go ahead. And then it does the job. Like the podcast runs itself. It really does feel like it. Like I'm just the person who's been chosen by the podcast to get it out there. It's very weird.
And you almost have to keep that attitude, right? Because if you tried to like intentionally steer it and guide it, you'd probably just be getting in the fucking way of actually what wants to happen, which is these authentic conversations with interesting people.
Yeah, that's half the problem is thinking about it. Yeah, and getting out of my own way. Yeah, and trying to get the most out of the guest, trying to get the guest comfortable, trying to sort of clarify their ideas or sort of package them for folks like me, or it's a very, very strange thing that I never anticipated doing, and even while I'm doing it, I'm it's just, there's no other way to describe it. It's just fucking weird.
Yep. And to be I'm in like a little microcosm, right? Because there's this little ecosystem here and a little podcast. And, I go to particularly Erewhon. Erewhon is like my hot spot out in Venice, where there'll be a couple of people, hey man, nice podcast. But for you, it's like, it's now kind of everywhere.
Yeah. There's so many people who've listened to it now that it's gotten into some very strange territory where everywhere you go, people know who you are. It's very, people kind of knew who I was from other stuff. Like they would go, oh, there's that guy. But now they know you. Like they've listened to me talk for hundreds and hundreds of hours. So it's a very weird existence that I didn't plan on,
And then are there challenges of kind of, do you ever like look at it and get a little freaked out? Like,
yeah, look at the numbers.
Yeah. I'd be like, whoa.
It gets like 190 million downloads a month.
Yeah.
That number is crazy.
And that's pressure. That would be pressure to engage your head. Because when the head gets overwhelmed and thinks like, oh, this is a lot. We gotta like try and do something. It's actually the opposite instinct for what you really need, which is just getting out of the way and trusting doing the same thing.
I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing, Lucky. So I just go, ooh. And I just go, all right, here we go. And we just do it again, you know? But part of me goes, okay, how much longer are you going to do this? Like, what are you going to do with this thing? Like, are you going to do this forever? Like, you're going to do this till your heart stops beating? Like, what is this? You know? And then people will grab you, literally grab me and go, don't stop doing the podcast. It's the only thing that keeps me together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus, you need to find some other shit that keeps you together.
Yeah, because if you take that pressure on, that'll be too stressful.
No, that's not happening.
Like,
I will fucking abandon that thing in a heartbeat and move to the mountains.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. So what is like the you have to have some kind of like guidelines or ethos, and it seems like I've known you for, as I said, like almost a decade. It seems like you're just there showing up to have the conversation. It's not an intention but it's really just trusting, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Just be authentic, try to be yourself, and, you know, be honestly interested in the guest. Luckily, I don't work for anyone, so I don't have like a network that's telling me we'd like to get this guy on this month and that guy on that month. There's no one doing that. So everyone I get on is like, oh, that guy seems interesting. Like, you know, like Colin O'Brady walked across the Antarctica with the fucking 375-pound sled behind him, dragging it. I'm like, yeah, get that guy in here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some guy who wrote a book on climate change. Like, oh, get that guy in here. You know, some guy who's a war reporter. You know, Ben Anderson, who's goes over to Iraq and Afghanistan and Bahrain. He's getting shot at and filming things and taking photographs. And he's a journalist. Like, yeah, I want to know here about what this guy's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that kind of shit. It's just people that I'm actually interested in talking to, or comedians, or guys like you, or friends, or, you know, it's you know, there's never been a thing like this before. This is all uncharted territory in the world of media. I mean, that sounds like a grandiose thing to say, but it's actually accurate. In the human world, there's never been a thing like a podcast before. I mean, there's been shows before that people have watched, but there's never been a show that's so readily available. It has dozens of platforms. You can get it off a bunch of different podcast apps through RSS feeds. You can get it from Stitcher. You can get it off of iTunes and Google Play. You can get it off of YouTube. You can get it off of Vimeo. And like, it's never been a thing like that that's free that you could just get anywhere, and there's no big machine behind it.
Yeah, no filters.
Just 3 people. I have 3 people that work with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's it. The whole thing is 3 people.
And that's why I think it is so radically revolutionary, is because it's so authentic. Like when people say like, I feel like I know you, and they say that to anybody who's a podcast host who's doing a podcast like the podcast we do, they do actually.
Yeah.
You know, because there's like,
you can't hide in when you're I mean, I've done 1,200 something podcasts plus Fight Companions. All of them are more than 2 hours long. I mean, most of them at least. You can't hide. There's no hiding. You know, there's no hiding. That's who you are.
And hiding is like one of the most fundamental traits of a human being, is in some way projecting some avatar, some way that they want to appear to others, some way that they want to protect themselves by projecting something. And like that shit ultimately doesn't work in this format.
Yeah, that's sort of like what like extreme fashion is all about, right? And like cultivating an image and hiring a publicist to curate articles. And there's none of that in this world. And I think that's a dying ember of a lost civilization. That the world we live in now, there's it's going to be within the next 50 years, total transparency with every single thing you do. You're going to have to get used to the fact that there's no privacy.
They have to do that with politics. Like soon enough, you're going to have presidential candidates who come, and it's not going to be like, you know, when Obama did that thing and it was like, here's a list of questions. You got 7 dudes there making sure that it doesn't fucking stray from that. Right. Like, that's not going to fly. Like, people don't want that. People want just a fucking conversation. Hey, fucking Barack, how come you didn't legalize weed, man?
Right. Exactly.
Like, and have them just answer that question.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You got bought and paid, son. Yeah. I mean, there's a new world that we're experiencing, and it's really only 20 years old. I mean, that's the real impact of the internet is 20, 25 years. And during those 20, 25 years, and really not until social media. I mean, there was the internet, which was great for people putting up things on websites and commerce and a lot of other various ways that people use the internet, but nothing like what social media opened up. What social media and YouTube opened up is individual content creators, people who are just a regular guy like you or me, who just say, oh, I'll just fucking get a laptop with a webcam and start talking. And you could do that. And there's these guys like Logan Paul, or, there's a kid who reviews toys and he makes $20 million a year on YouTube. Like, what? The fuck did you just say? The kid's reviewing toys, man. His parents he's like 6 or something. And he makes $20 million a year on YouTube reviewing toys. I mean, that job wasn't available before YouTube. I mean, it's very, very weird. Very weird.
And if that kid wasn't that's the most authentic way probably to get that toy review. Get a fucking 6-year-old who doesn't have a script, who's going to play with it and figure out if the thing's dope or not dope.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people are drawn to, because we've had so much projection from media that has an incentive, either through the advertising or through the money or through the pressure of the executives or through like all these fucking reality shows. Mm-hmm. They're all scripted.
Yeah.
They all have like story writers and all of this stuff. And all of that's like kind of bursting because people realize like, yeah, we're addicted to the drama to a certain degree. Some people are, and they just like seeing people in these heightened emotional states, but it's not real.
No. And they oftentimes will use a different answer for their question. Like they'll have answered something completely non-related and they'll take that answer and shove it into a different question to make the contestant look bad or make the person on the show look bad. They do whatever they want. They're just trying to manipulate things and create drama. And you buy into this idea that it's authentic, but you kind of know it's not. But you don't really know the extent that it's not authentic because they really are working without a script. But all of that stuff is horseshit. And that reality is much more real than the stuff that we were used to before that. Like scripted things.
Yep.
Like scripted TV shows. Like, do you remember like they would have these shows like just these really dumb crime dramas or really dumb television shows where, some guy was a fucking jet pilot or something like that. Yep. And there was people around them and everybody acted fake and weird. Those shows, they can't exist in the wake.
They're insufferable.
Yeah. And now that like Netflix exists and there's no censorship and Netflix is just wide open with nudity and swears and they can do whatever they want, like those shows seem
or HBO,
dumb. And so these things are falling apart with this new media. And then, for scripted shows, that's like the benchmark now is television, where the television used to be a place you would go if your career went away. Like if your movie career fell apart, you would go on television. But now television is superior. It's like most movies, they're kind of whack. 90 minutes in, you don't really know anybody that well, and it's over, and you have this big character arc, and they're pretty good. But is it as good as like watching Ozark? Is it as good as watching Stranger Things? It's not. It's not. They're better. Yeah. It's just better to see everything take place over 10, 20, 30 episodes. And I think what we used to accept, like if you try to watch late night television now, after podcasts, it seems so corny and so stupid.
Hard.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, for sure.
That they're throwing these phony ass questions at these people. The people have been prepped. The host probably doesn't give a shit about their new television show or their new album or whatever the fuck they're talking about. It's not like he like reached out and go, this guy's really cool. I want to get him on. I love his music. We'll sit down and have an authentic conversation. No, it's weird. It's a weird way of promoting things that was fine in the Jack Parr days or the Johnny Carson days because that's all they had.
Yeah.
But now it's not fun anymore. And as time moves on, podcasts will seem archaic and limited in the way that they expose people, expose you to ideas. Once mind reading software gets developed and, we're all wearing chips, that bit that I'm doing about like having something in your body that, instead of having a cell phone in your hand, one day they're going to figure out a way to get it in your body. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And when that does happen, whether it's some sort of an implant or whatever it is, we're going to laugh at the days where people carried their phones around.
It's I think it's a quote from Bertrand Russell, one of the philosophers, that said, if they developed that software that projected everybody's thoughts out there for everybody to see, everyone would be horrified for like 3 days and they wouldn't leave their house. Like, oh my God, we're in a world of savages. Like, don't go out. But then after a little while, everybody would get used to it because they'd realize, oh yeah, everybody wants to fuck and everybody has weird, fucked up thoughts. And a lot of people are sad and a lot of people are anxious and a lot of people are going through hard shit and stuff is not easy. And podcasts are at least the bridge where you or I can just talk about that stuff. And probably the best reactions we get is when we or a guest we have is just like exposing some of these things, not just the glorious things, not just the heroic moments that we've had, but like, yeah, fuck, you know, I was depressed for this time or I was super anxious. I got so jealous. I was like crawling around on the ground. Didn't know if I wanted to vomit or cry. You know, you tell that stuff and people are like, oh, I felt that shit too. Yeah. And then they feel not alone anymore. They're like, oh, I'm not alone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a problem with looking at people in media, right? Whether it's music videos or television or Instagram. Instagram's particularly like it's a little tiny little window, and people are using filters and they're manipulating the size of their waist and the size of their butt, and you know, and girls are putting these filters on that makes their skin look like a animation. Yeah, and they're doing this to try to make you think that they are this insanely unusual human being that is so exceptional and so different than you, living this perfect life. My abs are always flexed, always, everywhere I go. Look at that six pack, motherfucker. I mean, it's weird, and that's one of the more interesting windows into people, and probably like the least accurate. Whereas podcasts are one of the most accurate windows into a person. You know, listening to people talk for hours and hours at a time with no script and no idea where the conversation is going to go. You find out who people are. But I really do think that what Bertrand Russell, if that was him that came up with that, that is going to happen. It's going to happen in our lifetime. And it's happening slowly but surely already. It's just happening in some sort of very strange and complicated way where when it's upon us, it'll be too late. It'll be like too late. You can't pull back, and everybody's going to be already invested in whatever ecosystem, you know, has been created by this technology, and that you're going to have to expose yourself. People are going to be able to watch people fuck and shit and eat, and it's going to be, there's no privacy. Privacy, I think, in 100 years would be a hilarious concept. I really do, unless you're a fucking pioneer, right? Unless you're you know, Haimo Kuth living in fucking northern Alaska.
Well, the thing is that ego knows itself by relative position. So it likes to hide things and shade things, even like pretending that you don't fart, right? Like you want to be the one that doesn't, like, I mean, guys usually don't have the problem with this, but some, not to be gender specific, but a lot of girls are like, no, I don't fart. You know, I won't do that around other people. Like you're pretending, you're denying some aspect of your humanity.
Or just being polite.
Yeah, perhaps.
Maybe girls are just more polite than us.
That might be true. But hiding certain elements of your humanity, certain things to like, so that you appear in a certain way is fucking exhausting. And ultimately you're fishing with a lure that isn't your real self, which isn't true. And whatever you catch, you know that you tricked the fish. Right. You know what I mean? You know, like you tricked them. Yeah. And so you're never going to feel fully satisfied unless you're actually fishing with your most radically authentic self. Like, fucking here I am. Let me peel open more layers and more layers. Yeah. And this is the thing. Fucking love me or not. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. You know? And then when someone loves you, it'll be like, great. I wasn't fishing. Yeah. I was like living.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for people to be themselves. They don't like themselves. They don't like what they are. And so they like to pretend that there's something more exceptional instead of working at it. You know, but what people really seem to enjoy is people who don't do that. People seem to really enjoy people who just work at being a better person and being better at life. And not, the more you concentrate on the image, the more people think it's gross. Yeah. Like the more you concentrate on what you're trying to project and how you would want people to view you or how you want people to talk about you, the more it seems disgusting. Like when an actor clearly has a publicist hiring a bunch of people to write fluff pieces about them, and these pieces come out, like your little spidey sense goes off. You're like, this ain't right. This is not accurate. This is not who he is. This is not who she is. this is a bullshit article. This person's hiring people to write bullshit. Like, ew,
Well, even running on it, right? We have access to a lot of the top athletes and a lot of interesting actors and celebrities and different people who aren't on podcasts, and they don't do that. They have a craft. They're a hockey player. They're an MMA fighter. And unless they've really been through the podcast circuit, people don't trust what they're saying. They trust how they play.
Right.
Like, oh, I trust you that you can play basketball. But if you're Shaq and you're telling me that you roll around in a Kia, like, fuck off. Like, I don't trust you. I don't think you've ever used Icy Hot. I don't believe anything that you're saying right now.
Does he sell Kias?
I think he did
How
for
can
one.
he
Or
possibly?
Buicks.
He's so
Something.
big.
I don't know. He's so big.
How can he even get in one of those?
I don't know.
He has cars where they remove the back seat. So they put the seat like in this space where the back seat should be so that he could fit.
That would make sense.
That's how big he is.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Like if he gets I don't even know if he could fit in a Ferrari. Like,
no chance.
How could he? Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah.
Grand Prix F1 racing is not possible for Shaq.
Yeah. Selling Kias.
But that's that. And we've noticed that too. Like we'll have people who actually authentically are like, fuck, I love On It stuff. Like I want to talk about it. I want to say something. And they'll say it to their fans, and their fans are like, yeah, whatever. I wonder how much they paid you, bro.
Right.
It's like because they haven't developed that kind of trust of being authentic. Because athletes in particular, I was talking about this yesterday with Andrew. Like athletes in particular, they're on a script. It's like, okay, yeah, worry about the next scene, one game at a time, just focus on this. They all say the same shit. They don't actually share their thing like, man, I'm fucking really bummed out. And actually before today's game, like me and my girl were having problems, and I just kept fucking thinking about that, and I couldn't get out of my head. And so I blew it today. Like if athletes were like that, people are like, oh, wow, you're human. But they don't, they stick to a script. And so their ability to actually influence change, even though they're massively well known, is super limited because people only trust people that they recognize as like, oh yeah, that's like me.
Did you ever see that thing they did on HBO where LeBron James was talking to people about stuff, and he was talking about like his real life competitiveness and how crazy he gets about stuff?
No, but I'd love to see that.
It's really interesting because he's very smart and very articulate but also very honest and an insane winner. I mean, he's an insane winner. And all those insane winners, they have this, no. They have this thing like, I'm going to fucking win. They have this thing. And you see it come out of him when he's talking. You go like, oh, there it is. Of course you have that.
Right.
Like Jordan has that. Everyone has that. They all have that. Every insane winner, Roy Jones Jr., they all have it. If you're an insane winner, you have that weird thing inside you where you just fucking hate to lose and you're insanely competitive. But it's rare that you hear them express that. Sometimes like after they retire, you hear people talk about what they were like when they were playing, and you kind of get a sense of like Jordan in particular, what he was like. But to hear him describe it while he's in his prime, like right now, is really interesting.
I think it would be really liberating.
Yeah.
It would, and I think that would actually help their performance ultimately. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of case studies of people who've done this because everybody's kind of followed the format. And I'm glad that LeBron did it, and he's still playing. But the freedom of being able to just say who you are and like be loved for, and like, or loved or hate or whatever happens, but know that it's authentic. Like the freedom to do that has got to be something that will enhance all aspects of your life. Like make you happier at home, make you perform better. Like I couldn't imagine being in a state where I couldn't talk about the stuff that was actually going on. Like, and sometimes people get frustrated, especially, man, I've been in this fucking grueling, super challenging open relationship experiment with Whit, and people are like, I don't want to hear about that anymore. I'm like, I know, guys, I'm fucking sorry, but like, I'm really sad today, and I don't know what you want me to talk about, but I got to talk about this thing because I learned a lot, and this is what's going on, and this is what's happening. Like without that freedom, I don't even want to do anything.
Do you read comments? Is that where you're getting this stuff from? I don't want you to hear this.
Sometimes I'll fucking check some of the comments. And a lot of times it's love and appreciation and stuff like that. But you can't really look at for me, I can't really measure the positive or the negative. I just have to kind of say, all right, if this is true, and whatever I'm writing my newsletter, talking about on podcasts, if it's true, like I just got to say it. Otherwise I feel like shit. I feel like I'm not doing what I'm here to do, which is just say, like, look, this is the stuff. I'll tell you when things go dope, and I'll tell you when things are shitty and I fucked up. And like that's what's freedom ultimately.
Right. You really like expressing all aspects of your personal life too. You seem to enjoy that.
Well, because if I keep it, all right, so it's kind of like a process of alchemizing the tough times. Like if I'm doing it and I'm only working on it and it's just for me, it's actually harder. Because then it's like, okay, I'm just working on this stuff, I'm doing this, and nobody's going to benefit from it because I'm not going to tell anybody. Then there's less motivation for me to like push through and have the courage to like go into the shadows, look at what's coming up, and find the mental framework and the mindset to overcome it and to supersede it. If I don't share it, then it's actually harder for me. So it's actually to my benefit to share it because some other people will benefit from it too. And like that actually gives me the motivation to get through the other side. Because I'm not like naturally, I'm not the most like stable and steady dude. You know, I'm like up and down, you know.
I think everybody is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's I don't think life is, I don't think we're programmed to be steady and stable, because I don't think there's never a time in human history where life has been like super peaceful and easygoing. Like you have these little kind of breaks where no one's coming over the hill with a sword and a fucking gang of barbarians.
The orcs are not breeding for a little while.
So you get a little break, and that's part of what people appreciate about life is those breaks. But you have to have the chaos too. And I think it's kind of built into the system that there is always going to be this up and down. And I think it's also built into the way you interface with life. You know, you're not always going to feel great. You're going to have weird days, you know, but those weird days where things are shitty, one of the things it does is it really makes you appreciate the good days. And I think if every day is too good, that's the problem with people that are on like certain medications. It sort of make everything a 7 or a 6 all day, every day. It's just gray and pale and boring.
Yeah.
And there's no ups and no downs. There's no nothing. It's just flat.
I'll take the life of the poet, the 1s and the 10s, those screaming, blistering 10s, and those fucking heart-wrenching 1s. Like, for sure, I'll sign up for that. What else are we going to do? Try and just ride out the middle ground? Like, that's just less interesting to me.
There's a lot of lessons in those 1s, you know?
The biggest ones.
You come out of those like a different person. Like, you learn things. Like, that's one of the things we always talk about with stand-up comedy. Like, stand-up comedy, if you talk to a comic who tells you they never bombed, either they've been stealing jokes or they're a liar. There's no way. Like if you're writing material and you're taking chances and you're performing a lot and doing a lot of weird bars and different shitty little clubs, which is one of the things you have to do, you're going to have days where you suck. But those days are so motivational. Like they're some of the most important sets. I used to hate when I have a bad set. I still do. But now I know the next one will be excellent, because I'll be fucking so angry and motivated and pumped up, you know, and also aware that can happen still. You know, you have to have like a choking fucking shitty bit that just comes out of your mouth terrible, and you're like, ugh. And then it's back to the drawing board, but that's where the growth comes. Every time I've gotten better at stand-up, it's almost directly connected to bombing.
Yeah, all of the lessons. Doesn't matter what it is, that tragedy, that curse that you think happened. Like we were just walking over here to the podcast. I was talking about that car wreck that was just out of the blue. My brain shut off in the middle of the day for no fucking reason. And I almost died because the guardrail came in and split my face. Like that seems like really bad luck, but fuck, I learned a lot from that. You know, like, all right, take away my ability to kiss, taste food, breathe through my nose, and move around. And then watch how much I'm going to appreciate kissing, tasting food, breathing through my nose, and fucking moving around after that.
Yeah.
You know, like that contrast was such a blessing if you choose it to be.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise you can just keep calling it a curse and say stuck in some, you know, 3 out of 10 land and live there and justify your lack of responsibility, whatever else that you need to do to stay at your 3 out of 10, or just say, all right, cool. This sucks, but I'm going to fucking learn, and I'm going to at least appreciate the shit out of the other things on the other side of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I mean, that's the bright side of tragedy. So when you come through it, you really will have an appreciation for the moments without tragedy. You don't really feel it unless unless life burns you. You don't really feel it.
Mm-hmm. we were in the green room yesterday and you were talking about like the attitude towards chaos.
Yeah.
And I think we're all like addicted to the fallacy of control.
Mhm.
Like we think we're like the master fucking composer and we got the stick and we got everybody playing the instruments right. And when something isn't right, we freak out. But we're never really actually in control. We're always in some modicum of chaos. We can control small things. We can control, hopefully, our mind and our reaction to things. But the world around us is chaos. And I think you're one of the great examples of someone who can be in the fucking chaos of your thoughts of a psychedelic experience or something and have a fucking smile, like embracing the chaos. And I think that's a place we all need to get to, a place where we can let go of control and embrace the fucking middle of the tornado where there's cars whirling around us and shit's going crazy and still have that like, okay, chaos.
Yeah.
Like, we're good.
This is chaos. There's no getting around it. Might not be right now. We're drinking coffee and talking on a podcast, but this is chaos. This whole thing is chaos. We're in chaos soup and it's just flying around at all times. And you should be appreciative that all these gears are in motion. All these things are happening even while you're not watching. So people out there shooting guns and driving too fast, drinking and popping pills and fucking their neighbors. And it's going off right now somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the people that are really worried about chaos, like, you know, you should be worried about safety and the health of your loved ones and all that stuff. I get that, but too many people are trying to curate a life of total passivity and calmness, and that shit's nonsense. You're gonna die.
Yeah, it's fine to prepare.
Yeah.
Like Tim Kennedy's a good example of someone who's not stressed about chaos, you know,
Right.
because he's super fucking prepared for chaos. And he just had someone who tried to break into his house.
Yeah,
He was not stressed.
I know.
His house was ready.
I couldn't believe he didn't kill the guy.
He was ready.
Amazed.
Yep.
Did he let that guy go?
He just let him go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, gun was drawn. So gun was drawn and the guy, you know, he let the guy drive away in his car, took the license plate down, told his SWAT buddies that this was the license plate on there. So, you know, he may have repercussions at some point, but ultimately, like, he was prepared for that to the point where it wasn't chaos. And I think that's why we like all these fucking action figures, you know, like where the guy's in the bar fight and he like knocks somebody out and he says that smart ass comment because he's that calm.
Right.
To say the smart ass comment.
Yeah.
It's just that he wasn't fazed by the chaos.
Right.
Because when I got in my fight, I got in a street fight, I finished the fight and I was like breathing heavy and then I started crying. Like I wasn't like a fucking action hero.
Right.
You know, like during the moment, I was throwing punches that I'd learned and I was like handling and I protect Caitlin, my fiance, enough that we were okay, but I wasn't like handling it well. You know, it was, but if you train that, you can train yourself to be more prepared. Now, that's the only street fight I've gotten in. I don't need to probably practice that a whole bunch, but like you learn from that and you can adapt. And it's okay to prepare, but to be stressed about chaos all the time, that's what we got to avoid. We got to know that, all right, do the preparations you want to be ready, but don't fucking allow it to collapse on you and put you in a perpetual state of anxiety. Like you're supposed to be able to control this shit.
Yeah. You got to enjoy it. Sometimes it's fun when things go off, you know? I mean, sometimes like when I was in Vegas and Conor McGregor fought Khabib, and then afterwards there's a brawl.
Yep.
And the only thing I was worried about was, I was worried that someone was going to do something really stupid and they were going to go to jail or they were going to get like some insane suspension and it could prevent them from fighting again.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was like, I kind of like when things go south.
Yeah.
I kind of like when someone says, no, fuck you. And they jump out of the cage like Khabib did, like a flying double front kick, like a pro wrestler, you know? I mean, it's something about that kind of shit. It's fun.
When Whitney was, so the Badr Hari Rico fight, did you watch that fight?
Yes. Yeah.
So Whitney was there ringside commentating for that. And all of the fucking Moroccans like rushed the stage or rushed the ring, and it was fucking just total chaos in there. So obviously I'm like jumping around, like really excited about it, but also like, fuck, Whitney's there.
Right.
You know, but fortunately she has Joe Valtellini on one side and then Alistair Overeem on the other side. So she was probably going to be okay, like surrounded by the right people. But those moments are like inherently some of the most interesting fucking experiences where humans are back to their real animal state, you know, like all the projections and stuff is gone. And it's just like, wow, here are the monkeys.
Yep.
Like back in the monkey state of things. And those are like, I think that's also why I like one of the reasons why sex is so interesting too, because it's like that's the monkey shit. That's some like humans being fucking human. You're fighting, you're fucking.
Yeah.
Like that's real. That's typically going to be some real shit.
Yeah, and it's as raw as it gets. I mean, people are naked, and looking at each other's eyes, like yikes.
Yeah,
yeah, it's strange. Life is strange, man.
What's still hard? What are some of the challenges that you still face, man? Like, what are the down times, the hard times? What are the shadows that fall across your?
They're minimized by work. You know, the more effort that I put in my life, whether it's exercise or particularly like running and yoga and martial arts and doing stand up and doing podcast, the more I do those things, because I'm creating my own struggle. And I feel like there's a lot of benefit in creating your own struggle rather than like if you see a lot of people that run into like a lot of struggle with life, like just life in general in terms of like relationships and friendships and fallings out. A lot of that seems to me that people need a certain amount of conflict and a certain amount of struggle. And they create that struggle if they don't get it in some sort of a organic form. You know, if you're not at war with a neighboring tribe or you're not worried about predators, you create this struggle with your girlfriend or with your buddies or, you know, with the people at work, your coworkers. The more I create my own struggle, the more I orchestrate it through training, through exercise and just rigorous physical struggle where you're knocking on the door of whether or not your body is going to make it through this. The more you do that, the more I feel like it minimizes those other struggles in life. I like it that way better. I don't need any real horse shit in my life. Yeah. I like to make my own horse shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seems like, but it really does seem like doing that minimizes other things. Cause like if you're running hills, right? If I'm running hills and doing these sprints 400 or 500 yards up this hill, it's so fucking hard to do that's all I can think of. And my body's heaving, my heart's pounding, and I'm just push. And all I'm thinking about is my breath. Things get minimized. Everything else just sort of like become like, that's a real struggle. Like that's almost death. Like your heart is going 180 beats a minute. You're pouring sweat. That's like a design. I'm doing it on purpose. And I'm doing it to squeeze out all the excess energy and angst that my body might be putting on that sort of confuses you about the real significance of interpersonal conflict and relationship conflict and work conflict. So much of it is like exaggerated by your own body's desire for some sort of action, something going on. So I've found that the more I do that myself, the less I have that in my everyday life. And then also I have to do all the shit I'm supposed to do. I have to do all the work, including family stuff. Like I spend a lot of time with my family. I orchestrate it. I go to the Comedy Store after the kids go to bed. I get up with them in the morning. I help them get ready for school. I either take them to school, or I go with them when my wife takes them to school. I do podcasts during the day while they're at school, and then afterwards I hang out with them and I see them. If I don't do that, I feel like a shitty dad. Like I have to spend time with them. I don't even like going away on weekends, but I like the fact that I'll be home tomorrow. You know, I'll be home tomorrow. I take the first out flight.
Always. And your discipline in doing that. I mean, it doesn't matter what. I mean, what alcohol were we drinking in Rio? Something terrible. And it was light outside and we were drinking it. And we're still on the fucking flight. Yeah. The early flight. Like getting home early. Like your discipline and commitment to that is fucking special. And like, it's every time. Like not a lot of people can say that. A lot of people be like, oh, you know, I had a big night Saturday night. I'm going to fucking chill on Sunday. I'll see the kids later. No. You just show up and you do it. Well,
that's my commitment, especially when you're flying. Like, I don't have to do anything. I just sit down. I'm going to sit down for 4 hours. Like, it's not that big a deal. Just get up early and go do it. Yeah. That's like also why I like to get really high on flights. The same reason. It's because like I'm not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I should check out the fucking dark corners of my brain on these flights. I like to pop a heavy edible before a flight and just sit there and like, yikes. Because that's when you learn things. So you can't go anywhere. You can't, I mean, you could watch a movie on your laptop or you could
distract yourself.
Yeah, you can. Or you can really think about shit. And sometimes that's some of my best writing I get done when I'm just barbecued on a plane, heading home from somewhere, exhausted. You know?
That is this. It is actually, it's a little bit different than the workout, but it's the same discipline of, okay, if you're going to float or if you're going to do yoga or if you're going to eat an edible and sit on the plane with your headphones on, like that's part of finding the struggle yourself. That's going and being the hunter, not the hunted.
Yeah.
You're not going to get hunted by the shadows of your mind, these thoughts that are coming up. You're going to chase them down. You're going to find them and shine the lights in the fucking dark, murky corners and be like, was I a cunt? Was I a fucking dick? What did I do? What happened? What am I feeling here? What's going on? Like that's that attitude of going out there and seeking the challenge is probably the most important thing that we can do to prevent these things from happening to us.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like going out and being like, no, I'm the hunter. You know, I'm going to hunt this. I'm going to hunt the quiet parts and I'm going to hunt, you know, those parts where I want to quit. I'm going to try and find those areas where I want to give up.
Yeah. And you can curate those thoughts and you can cultivate them. There's a thing that you can do where you can get used to action. Like Jocko Willink's a perfect example. You know, he has that thing on his, if you go to his Instagram page, almost every other photo is a watch. And it's a watch that says 4:30 in the morning because that's when he gets up and he works out and he earns the sunset. And he does that. He's so disciplined and he's got this saying that's a great saying, discipline equals freedom. And it's true because he's able to force himself to do that every single time. There's no excuses. There's no breaks. There's no days off. It doesn't happen. So because of that, you're not scared. You know that you keep doing it. You know that you can continue to perform. There's a lot of people that are scared of their ability to do something that's difficult. They're scared of whether or not you see someone who's doing something that's really tough to do and you go, man, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could force myself to be disciplined. I don't know if I could force myself to take that kind of action. Well, if you do force yourself to take that kind of action, you don't have that question anymore. That question, I don't know if I can do it. Well, you're doing it. So you obviously can do it. Can you do it tomorrow? Well, you did it today. Or can you do it tomorrow? Just do it. That Nike slogan, just do it, it's one of the greatest slogans of all time. It's so true. It's so good. It's so much better than live your truth or any of these fucking stupid ones that you hear today that people keep spouting out left and right. Get out there and go fucking do something. Just go. And then in the middle of doing it, it'll become easy. Even if it's not easy, even if it's hard, it's easier than not doing it and wishing that you had done it.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
One of the things that I think is hard for people is if let's say you do it once, right? And then you realize that you can do it and that you could have been doing it.
Yeah.
People will start judging themselves in the past for not doing it because they've told themselves, I can't do that. I can't lose weight. I can't be cool. I can't do these things. And I'm broken in some way. And they have these stories about themselves about how they can't. And then if they just do it once, then they have to forgive themselves for not doing it before. And that's why I think being able to just say, oh, no, it's cool. That was my past self.
Yeah.
This is myself now.
Yeah.
And I can do it now. And I can totally radically forgive myself for the past and just move forward from here because the past is fucking gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's over. It's a dead body. Like the living body starts now, immediately.
Yeah, that's like that video that we did a while back, Be the Hero of Your Own Movie. You know, you are not your past. You're you. You're you right now. Like the past you might have done some things you wish you hadn't done. Don't dwell on that. You learn from it, that's fine, but don't dwell on it. Just keep moving. Keep moving. You know, use it as fuel. Say never again. You know, I get what I did wrong, but don't think that you're that person that made those mistakes. You're the person who's learned. You know, and to have that attitude is a really important thing. And to not say, why am I doing this now? I could have been doing this my whole life. Well, you weren't. So the fuck is that going to help? Yeah. You know, you gotta not think like that. You just got to be happy you're doing it now. You know, Russell Peters has gotten really heavily into jiu-jitsu. And he's been doing jiu-jitsu now for a couple of years, like I think 3 years. He's got his blue belt, and we were training together the other day. It's like, God, I wish I started when I was younger. I go, well, yeah, but you didn't. So shut the fuck up and let's keep going.
Right.
Like, you can't, that shit ain't going to help anything. You got a time machine, bitch. And by the way, if you did start when you were younger, who knows? Maybe you would have never done stand-up, or maybe you would have not gotten so into it. Maybe you would have been more into jiu-jitsu. Maybe, maybe that's better, but whatever it is, it's not happening.
Plus, like you said before, the rush of improvement and rapid improvement is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome to suck at something. Like, it's really fun because then the growth that you get, like for LeBron James to be a little bit better basketball player, it's a fucking lot of work and it's a little lift.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But if he's trying to play like badminton or something that he's never done before, like, or figure out some calligraphy or some shit, like he's going to grow and learn fast and he'll have the rush of like, oh, wow, I'm getting this. I'm learning it. I'm finding a new skill. Oh, archery. Wow. I'm getting better at this. So there's pleasure and benefit in all of these things. And so being okay with sucking and actually hunting the things that you suck at because you know it'll be fun to improve those, especially if you enjoy doing it, like fucking that's part of the good shit. So to wish that you were already good at it, you're just denying yourself the pleasure of the rapid growth that you get. Like that first time he gets like a fucking armbar on somebody or like taps another blue belt, like he wouldn't have had that feeling now.
Yeah, no, it's critical to, and I think for me personally, I don't know for everybody, but for me, I like to do a lot of different things, and I like to do things that I'm not very good at, and in doing things that I'm not very good at, I learn about learning, and I think learning about learning, like especially new things, it's so, especially for someone who does something and has been doing the same thing for a long time, like I guess LeBron has been doing with basketball, or a stand-up comedian like myself has been doing stand-up for 30 years. You do it for 30 years. You've been doing the same goddamn thing for a long time. What I find makes me better at stand-up is not just doing a lot of stand-up, but also doing a lot of other things, and particularly doing things that I'm not good at. And they don't like archery never makes its way into my act. Like yoga doesn't make its way into my act, but doing those things that I suck at, it helps.
Yeah. That's that old Musashi quote, right? Like know the way specifically, you know the way broadly, know the way broadly, you know the way specifically. Like the same things that you apply to the art of archery, the same things that you apply to the art of yoga, you apply to the art of comedy. In some way, it's not a direct correlation, but you become the one who can overcome the thing. Yeah. And that's universal. If you're the one that can overcome the thing, that applies to fucking whatever.
Yeah, that's the reason why I got this tattoo. I mean, this tattoo is know the way broadly, and you can see it in all things. That's Musashi.
Yeah,
I mean that's true. I mean, knowing that you can achieve a certain level of excellence, whether it's at martial arts or at anything you're doing, if you do know what that feeling is like when you've worked for years and years and years, and you've achieved this certain level of excellence, it's very unusual. You realize like, oh, that could be achieved in other venues. You just have to find the venue, apply the discipline. And that's where you get so much more benefit out of a struggle that you choose to embark in versus a struggle that life throws upon you. And I think the more you choose to embark in these struggles, these especially physical and mental struggles, because I consider both martial arts, yoga, and actually even trail running, I consider the mental struggles as much as physical struggles. Like, because I could stop anytime I want. I'm halfway up the hill, I can go, fuck this. Fuck this. I'm walking the rest of the way. Call my dog over, put him on the leash. I'm like, we're walking, buddy. But, or you could say, no, this is what I'm doing today. I have a very clear plan in front of me. My plan is we're doing 4 miles today. This is where we start. This is where we end. This is what we're doing.
And then doing it.
Just do it.
And you can do that with a cold plunge too.
Oh,
like if you have a cold plunge and you're going in, and it's like you're the one who's controlling whether you're going to stay for the 3 minutes if that's your objective. Like every ounce of you is going to be screaming, yeah, that's enough, bro. You're good. Yeah, you got it. Those cold shock proteins, I can feel them already. They're already brewing. We good. Let's get out of here.
But you look at that clock and you're like, oh my God, there's 8 minutes left. Fuck.
But that's the thing. And you fucking make it. You get not only the reward of the thing, you get the reward of being the person who did the thing.
Yeah. That's why that hot yoga is so goddamn hard. Because first of all, it's 90 minutes, and doing anything physically difficult for 90 minutes, it's hard to exert yourself for 90 minutes. Man, the last 20 minutes of hot yoga is one of the most difficult things I ever do in my life. Because when I do yoga, one of the things that I do is I do it 100%. I don't half-ass it. So when I'm trying these poses, I am fucking straining. I'm trying my best. And it is so hard that I've done a lot of yoga, but every time that class is about to start, I'm like, fuck, here we go. Because I know we're going into 90 minutes of suck, 90 minutes of 105 degrees suck. And, and then once you start sweating, your body heats up. You might as well be in a sauna. They're doing a study at Harvard about what are the positive benefits of hot yoga. And they think that it mimics sauna, but they don't know. So they have to do this long-term study with a bunch of different participants and measure cytokines and see whether or not it actually does mimic the heat shock protein benefits of sauna. Because that study that they did, I think it was in Sweden or Norway or some shit, where they found a 40% decrease in all-cause mortality due to sauna. 4 to 5 days of sauna, 20 minutes a day at 180 degrees. They found a 40% decrease in heart attack, cancer, stroke, everything across the board. Like your body wants to be tested. It wants to.
Always.
And that sauna sucks a fat dick too. Those last few minutes when you're looking at the clock and you have 5 more minutes in this fucking 190 degree box of cedar and pain. Like fuck. But you get out of there and your body thanks you for it. Like you don't get better at anything. Well, I guess you do get better at anything lying in bed. Like you need that too.
The recovery part too.
Yeah, you really do need to recover.
Stress and recover. But that sauna, that's an old tradition too. That's the Inipi, the sweat lodge that the Native Americans have been doing, the Temazcal that the Mesoamericans and South Americans have been doing. This is a practice, and that's why that in and of itself is one of the most powerful medicines, because those things, they last sometimes a couple hours and you're sweating in the darkness, jet black, singing prayers, playing drums. Yeah. And like those, when you go in there, it's rare that an individual at some point doesn't only have the physical sweat release, but an emotional release, because it feels like you're in pitch darkness. You're not in control. Somebody else is leading you through this thing, and you have to surrender.
Yep.
You have to surrender to the moment of what is. And with the surrender, all of that tension, everything that you've been holding, it just kind of washes through you and you come back like rebirth. It's like rebirthing out of the womb when you crawl out on your hands and knees from this little teepee or this little hut, and that's these things that we can hunt that are available that sometimes have thousands of years of tradition behind them. There's reasons why there was thousands of years, whether it's plant medicine or whether it's Temazcal or whether it's sweat or whether it's yoga. Like people don't just continue things for thousands of years because it's bullshit. You know?
Yeah. Those little skinny dudes in India were onto something.
For sure.
And apparently they used to do it while smoking a lot of hash. Like that's apparently a big part of the tradition of yoga. And if you don't understand that, get high and go to a yoga class and you go, oh, okay, it's another level. Yeah, it's it's a totally different experience. You get lost in the movements. And I think that enduring something and building up that ability to endure things, that's also a very important mechanism that you could apply to everyday life. Like that, the mechanism of understanding how to endure. Because a lot of people are just running from discomfort. They're running from it. They're just avoiding it. It's so easy to. And like if you get distracted for a second, you're like, let me check my phone. You just start going through your phone and looking at bullshit, and you're just distracting yourself from the tiniest frustration of boredom. Just the little, we don't get bored anymore. Or if we get bored for these tiny amounts of time, and then you get distracted. So your distraction is eliminating your boredom. But the problem with that is like there's certain thoughts that only come to you when you're thinking, when you don't have any input coming in. When we're constantly looking at our phones, the only input you're getting is input from other people. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes you get good stuff out of that. But it's like a diet of only fruit. Like, hey, motherfucker, you need some protein.
Yeah.
Like you need to get some other things in your diet. And I think having discomfort in your diet, like having it as a regular part of your life, it minimizes the amount of other kinds of bullshit that you create.
Yeah, we're drowning in our own comfort and running so hard from those moments. And it's not only the distraction. Distraction is one way, but the seeking state change too. And I'm guilty of this as well. Like, oh, I'm a little bit tired. I don't want to sit with my tiredness. Where's the fucking caffeine, or where's the nicotine? Or like, oh yeah, I got a little ache here. Like, oh, where's the kratom? Like, let me fucking go to this thing. Let me go to this thing. Oh, I can't sleep. All right, well, let me go to this thing. And fundamentally, that's okay. Like, it's okay to use the tools and modulate yourself, but also know that at certain points, you got to let all that shit down.
Yep.
You got to put it all and go to nature. And like, that's, I think, something that we talked about yesterday. Like, nature is one of those where it's just you and the earth, and you let your phone and let all this stuff go and like remodulate back to a different biorhythm.
Yeah.
Where you can actually sit with yourself and like sit through the boredom, through the discomfort, through the fatigue, nap as much as you want, and just be with yourself. Like, that's probably some of the most important medicine. Like, I've done all kinds of ayahuasca journeys and wachuma journeys and all of these plant medicine. It's been incredible. But when I was just in Patagonia with no phone, other than like this, I had a phone that had 5 people's numbers in it and something I take pictures with, but it had no access to social media and nothing else. And so I was just there in nature, and people spoke mostly Spanish. I'm in Chile. And I was just kind of cruising around in the wild. Like, that was probably the hardest and most beneficial journey I've done, even more so than the ayahuasca, honestly. Because like the ayahuasca, like, I guess I have some practice in that. And there's been challenging moments. You have to confront your death. You see challenging visions, and there's demons or snakes or things. And sometimes it's beautiful and angels are talking to you, whatever. But I'm kind of used to that thing. But the long, protracted sitting with just myself and just myself and the sheep and the wild, like that is a really challenging and important medicine that I think all of us need to cultivate.
I think also stepping away from the hum of civilization is good too, because whether we like it or not, we're caught up in the hum of civilization in a way that it's almost impossible to measure. It's happening to you if you're in traffic. It's happening to you when you're around large groups of people. There's a constant inundation of input from other folks. And when you're in the woods, one of the first things that you realize, especially when you sit down and you look out over a large ridge and valleys, you see the mountains behind it, you realize this stuff doesn't give a fuck about me.
Right.
It's been here long before me. It'll be here long after I'm gone.
Perspective.
Yeah. It's the ultimate perspective enhancer. And, it's just, you just look around, you just see these things that are out here hustling. Just birds looking for shit to eat, and animals looking to eat a bird, and and then other birds flying around looking for animals that are eating on the ground. It's crazy. It's something that if you're not accustomed to it, it's not a normal experience for you. When you get out there and you soak it all in, and you are in the forest and you are in nature, it's very humbling, very humbling. It just puts it in perspective. Like, you're just a part of this insanely huge ecosystem, and these cities and this this unnatural thing that we've created that we really haven't adjusted to yet. It's not good to spend that much time in that, because also you can get caught up in the way everybody else thinks, and they're not always necessarily thinking in a way that's beneficial for you or for them. They're
usually
trapped.
not.
Yeah, usually not.
We're all stuck in some ways, right? But most people are radically stuck, but nature's not stuck.
Right.
It's like you almost have to deny your connection to all things in order to get yourself stuck.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so our self-awareness is our greatest gift as humans, this radical self-awareness, the ability to think of ourselves and allow the ego to project itself as the center of the universe and wrap all thoughts around it. It's a very powerful and potent skill that we have, but it also removes us from the connection to feeling the unicity with all things, which I think is universal with all plant and animal life, like the connection to your environment.
Yeah.
Which is, man, we miss it. And until we get out there and find it, and it's actually one of the best things about hunting too. Like, hunting, yes, there's the connection with your skill and the animal and the meat that you're going to get and the practice of it and the moment where that comes and putting all that to, but there's also hours and hours of just sitting in nature, forest bathing, if you want to use the term that's been in the clinical studies recently. But just being
Is that what
there.
they call it? Forest bathing?
Forest bathing. Yeah. But like that.
Sunbathing.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
That shit is fucking important.
Yeah.
Brandon, can you hand me that photo behind you there? I took this photo in Patagonia, which has got to be on your list.
Did you take that with your phone?
I took this with my iPhone.
Did you go panorama with it?
Panorama with it.
Wow, that's incredible. I didn't know the iPhone could do it that good.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
so
amazing.
this is where I spent like 2 weeks.
What a great photo.
Right? And
that's all from an iPhone. That is fucking crazy. That should be a goddamn iPhone ad.
Shit.
Right?
iPhone, holla at me.
Like, look at that. Look at that. That's an incredible picture. The fact that you can get a picture like that with something that's like a little wafer that sits in your pocket.
And this was the first night that I got there. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
And that started the unraveling of my own mind, like in this radically beautiful landscape with the lakes and the mountains and the glaciers and the earth in a place that I'd never seen before and being in a foreign state. And I was the only person there alone. Everybody else was drinking heavily and like kind of cruising around on the tourist vibe. And I'm just sitting there and sometimes just sitting at the table, like processing stuff and like crying in my fucking alpaca loins, you know, like figuring shit out, you know, and I just can't more, you know, I've talked on a lot of our shows about these different plant medicine journeys, but fuck, man, just spend some time in nature, spend some time with yourself. Like if I'm going to recommend anything that I know won't hurt you, and if it does, like you probably really need to do it, you know, and pay some attention to that. Like just be with yourself, find the stillness.
You ever hurt your knee in nature?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I've been hurt, like twisted my knee, like going up a hill or something like that. Yeah. And then you realize, like, oh shit, I'm vulnerable as fuck. Like now I can't even walk good. Yeah. I'm already slow. I'm a person. I'm already made out of fucking jelly, right? You're already like super soft and vulnerable, but now my knee is fucked. Like Jesus. It just makes you realize.
I got lost. I was hiking in Sedona and it was a hot day and I had one little bottle of water. And I had like little fucking Tim Kennedy style Ranger shorts on because I wanted to maximize the sun. And I had Vibrams on and I got lost hiking Bear Mountain. And then I started like getting in some gnarly terrain where I was like climbing and then I got fucking scratched like really bad in this thorn bush. And I'm like, that's an interesting experience too. Like that's helpful to realize like, oh shit.
You could die out here.
I'm in fucking real nature here now.
Hot as fuck in Arizona.
Hot as fuck. I'm thirsty. Like I need to find my way home. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
You know, and like those puzzles, like putting those puzzles, I get why people are addicted to the rock climbing because what an ultimate puzzle that is. Like little finger hold here, twist it, finger, you know, hand in the crack, and you're like solving problems. But you can do that on a hike. Yeah. You know, ideally you don't go like me, like an asshole with the wrong shoes and get fucking lost and not have enough water. But still, like that hike is like, it's good. Yeah. It's like problem solving in real life, and you dedicate your mind to that, especially when the stakes get a little high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the opposite of social media. Yeah, you know, like it's not what you want people to think; it's what it is. You know, the opposite of what we were talking about earlier, where people are trying to portray their lives this perfect thing and have the perfect photo with the perfect filter and flexing their abs and all this. It's, you know, where people look at it, you want people to look at you and go, wow, look at him. He's amazing. You know? But instead, you know, when you're out there in Sedona or the mountains of Colorado or whatever, and you're just out there, you're like, there's no amazing motherfucker. This shit's been there 1,000 years. You're next to a 400-year-old tree. There's a mountain lion staring at you 400 yards away. You don't even know it. Like, it's good to be humbled, you know, being humbled in any way, shape, or form. I think is very good because I think the ego can absolutely run away with it. And, you know, that's one of the things that you and I have both learned from psychedelic experiences, that you get humbled doing those. And I think there's a lot of value in that, a lot of value in it.
It's the most valuable part of it. It's like, because the ego wants to make itself a little god. It wants to say, oh, I am the little god. I am the most important one. And everybody else, whether for whatever social positioning, whatever game it wants to play, whether it's strength or whether it's wisdom or whether it's fucking whatever privilege you don't have or whatever the fuck the ego wants to say to make yourself better and make yourself the center of attention, you do something that evaporates that. And then you get actual perspective. Like actual perspective. So you have a fixed point that you know is true. Like, oh, I am a part of all things. I have consciousness that extends beyond my abs and my body and the way that my face looks and how many likes I get. I have consciousness that was unborn and undying. At least that's what it fucking feels like. And when you have that, you have a fixed point of reference. And I'll forget it. I'll forget it all the fucking time. But then I'll get reminded of that fixed point of reference and I'll be able to fucking sort my way back.
Yeah. What a dirty trick likes are, huh?
Oh, man.
What a dirty trick.
Oh, man.
Checking your likes. Check your likes. How many did you get? Ooh, we got 1,000. Ooh. 1,000 people like you.
Yeah, we're not built for that shit.
No,
we're not built for that
shit. It's terrible.
Shit.
And to see it in real time, like going up or, or not, not as bad too. The saddest things, you go to someone's picture. I went to this dude I know. He's like a struggling actor. And I went to his Instagram page, and he had just gotten back from an audition, and he took a picture and he said, "I don't think I got the part." And he like a sad look in his face. And I looked down and said 6 likes. It's like, Jesus. That was fucking depressing, man. Not only did you not get the part, only 6 people gave a fuck, and they probably didn't even like, poor guy. Give him a little double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man. That's a weird way of quantifying whether or not people are paying attention to you, and to be in that constant state of always needing confirmation. And I mean, how many people they're just all they're doing all day is posting pictures and checking their likes all day long, and then trying to make it better and they'll, some people will say, well, hey, that's my job. I'm this. I need my social media presence, maximized. Sorta, yeah, I get it. But it's also, you're in a trap. You're in a web, you're dancing, but you're stuck to the spider's web. And that spider's coming towards you, bitch. Yeah. And here's the dance.
You better be well aware that it's a fucking trap. You better know that you're dancing on, like, it's a perfect analogy. You're putting your sticky monkey fingers on a giant spider web and thinking that you're fucking Spider-Man. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. But you better check,
Yeah. That's what I asked you. Whether you read the comments about that's another trap, is the comments. I've distanced myself from most things. I will still check to see, like, I'll look at a photo like, wow, I got a lot of likes, but that's it. I don't read comments. I just try to post it, keep moving. And the more I do that, I really should have like a timer. I give myself like 5 seconds. Like, once it's posted, I look it up. You got 5 seconds. Okay. Put it down. Get out of here. And the more you can do that, the better you are. And the more you stay, the more likely the spider's going to find you.
That's true. Because the more validation you'll get. Any source, you got to hunt all the ways that you validate yourself externally to make yourself love yourself internally. And if that's fucking Instagram, or if that's the girls that you're having sex with, or if that's the money that you're making, or whatever way that you're getting external validation for who you are that makes you worthy of love, you better hunt that shit. You better look at it. You better find it in the corners of your brain by eating an edible when you're flying, or getting a float tank, or do something, or be in nature long enough that you can unravel that, because otherwise it's hunting you and you're not hunting it, and it will fucking eat your face.
It'll get you.
It will get you.
And I think that's also why choosing to engage in your own struggles is so critical, because the more you do that, the more those things have less pull. That you can minimize the amount of attractiveness that those things have. When you're faced with the cold, hard reality of physical struggle on a daily basis, those other things, they're whatever their dance is, whatever their siren song, it doesn't sound as good.
Yeah,
and you lose a lot of it.
That's true.
Get out there and hustle, motherfuckers.
Hustle, do it.
Get out there and hustle. It's important. It's important, not just for success. It's important for your head. It's important for your friendships. It's important for your life.
Thank you for coming by and doing this.
My pleasure, brother. Thanks for taking us through an awesome workout.
Absolutely.
That was great.
Absolutely. It's like, I don't know, I think people probably know, but the amount of gratitude and the amount of love that I have for you, for what you've done for my life and what you've done for so many people's lives, like, it's unexpressible, man.
Well, thank you. The feeling's
mutual. It's unexpressible.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you to the end.
Appreciate you too, brother.
Yeah. Love you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Peace.